Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. So a few days ago, SoldierPoint released this on their official Facebook page. As you can see, it shows the events for this week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's going to be the Gorg's Tale Progressive Island. So everyone that's been wondering about this event, when it's going to start, it's going to be for this 3-day period. But next week, if you look at the bottom right hand side, it says there's going to be a Hive Warriors team race. That's right, we have another Grand Prix on our hands, and this is the monster. There has been no information about him. I don't think I've seen anything on Taringa, and there's nothing out, which is really weird because SoldierPoint normally lets us know about the monster. They kind of hype out the monster. You know, when Marquise was released, I actually got to do a video for him, and we actually saw stats. We knew he was going to have anticipation. He was a really anticipated monster. Everyone wanted to get him, so nothing is known about this monster. It's going to be very interesting. The design is just incredible. It looks really awesome. So I figured I might as well make this video to prepare you guys to make sure you are ready for the Hive Warriors team race, because you have 3 days to prepare, and so there's quite a few things you can do ahead of time to prepare for a team race. So I'm going to go through each and every single one of them in this video. Or actually, you probably have more than 3 days to prepare, my bad, because if we take a look at the Dwarven Mines Maze, this is still going to be ongoing for 6 days and 4 hours. So 6 days, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This event will probably end on Wednesday, so the race itself will probably start on Thursday or maybe late night Wednesday. I don't know if I counted wrong. But yeah, you actually have more than enough days to prepare. So with that being said, let's just get into how you can prepare. So one of the things I always tell people and that I always recommend is to get your hatchery right next to your breeding tree and your breeding cave and put some nature habitats there. And the reason you want to do that is because take a look. Greenasaur, he's nature monster, right? If Pandakin is fire nature. So if you have a nature habitat right next to all of this, and they're also right next to the monster lab, it makes it so fast to be able to quickly extract monsters. So check it out, common monster, Treezard, yes. And then when I go back here, forgot to put repeat, I can easily hatch a monster. I can go back to my monster lab. It's just for convenience sake. I think it makes it a little faster than, for example, if your nature habitat was really far and every time you hatch a monster, the game like goes all the way over here and then it just takes too long. So I think for convenience sake, you should do this. And yes, you should definitely be hatching Pandakins and Greenasaurs and Treezards and also Firestar. Because in the current team races, there are tasks that require you to like rank up a fire monster, rank up a nature monster specifically, hatch a fire monster, hatch a nature monster. So that's why you want to do that. And I would recommend you accumulate a bunch of cells for when the race starts. So for example, if we look at my fire cells, let me sort by common. If we look at my fire cells, I have 1,000 of Firestar. I have 2,000 for Treezard. So I have my common my common fire nature pretty much set up. If I need to rank them up, I am good to go. So all I need to do now is maybe breed a couple that I don't extract, and I should just fill my monster vault with like a slot full of common nature monsters, common fire monsters, uncommon Greenasaurs, Pandakins for the rare category. So I should probably sell some of these epics that I don't need, and then just have a bunch of them ready to go. So yeah, you also want to make sure you have plenty of uncommon cells, because there are tasks that require to rank up an uncommon monster, Greenasaur being the easiest choice. He'll rank up in a few seconds, you can extract cells in a few seconds. And then Pandakin, make sure you have a lot of Pandakin. I actually don't think I have that many. Yeah, I only have 362. There are plenty of quests that require you to rank up a common monster, so be sure to get ready. So yeah, I'm going to spend probably this weekend getting a bunch of my cells ready, getting a bunch of Pandakins ready, and getting a bunch of the cells. Like, I definitely want to be over 1,000. Let's see, what else do I recommend? Oh, be very careful with ranking up a monster before the race starts. You do not want to be caught with a monster needing like 2 days to rank up, because then like you're not going to be able to help your team. Although that being said, considering there's a team of 30, you should have a designated player that is ranking up a legendary monster, because there are some nodes that require a player to rank up a legendary monster. There's also nodes that require players to rank up epic monsters. So be sure to do that. And I have found a little secret nifty combination. Who is it? Dragonian Beast. Does everyone remember Dragonian Beast? He's an OG monster. This monster ranks up really, really fast. So if you have him, and he also hatches. I believe his breeding time is also very, very short. So if you have Dragonian Beast, he's a really great monster to rank up, and you won't have to spend a bunch of gems, like 16 plus gems. He's like 4 hours or maybe less. I just remember ranking them up, and I'm like, wow, this monster is really good. And hopefully I'm not giving wrong information. You guys can fact check me. Let me know in the comments below if I'm right or wrong, because I know different monsters have different rank up times, but definitely I remember him being a little. Anyhow, let's just keep going. What I always recommend for people for the planting the food, I always tell people to plant a couple black lotus roots. I like to do like six of them, and then do a couple winged angel beans. And that's because there are plenty of nodes that require a player to collect 20k food or 30k food, especially the joint effort. So yeah, the one for all, let's see, there's a one for all, there's a joint effort, and there's a free for all. So especially the joint effort, like 15 players must each collect 30k gold or 30k food, my bad. Well, instead of collecting a black lotus root, you might as well collect 2 winged angel beans. So that's just a little helpful piece of advice I like to give people. I would also recommend potentially saving your Faunus the Garden and farming and actually activating it during the race, especially once you're farther into the laps, because they start to get really pricey. Like, I think before it was a lot more easy, but now that Social Point released the premium, this premium pass, and you can get double food production, double gold production, I think they also increased the price of the race. For example, there are some like one for all nodes that require a single player to collect so much gold, and I'm like, how do you do it? Or a one for all or free for all collect gold, and then back to back, and it's like they're asking for so much gold. So definitely keep your Faunus ready for the event. Collecting gold, I also recommend. So the day before the event starts, I would just have all of your hatcheries full of gold, and do not collect your gold until the event actually starts. That way, and don't collect when the event starts. Obviously, wait for a node. Wait for a one for all node or a free for all node. That way you can actually effectively use your gold collection. Alright, so be sure to do that. Also, when it comes to, let's talk about Guardians. When it comes to Camella, be smart about when you use Camella, right? If you know the event is going to start on Thursday, then do not activate Camella on Tuesday, because she will be inactive starting Thursday, and so you won't be able to help your team unless you want to spend the 48 gems or 60 gems, whatever it costs, to rush her. So do not do that, okay? Do not waste your Camella. Okay, wait until the event starts, because she's definitely going to be useful for those nodes that require you to hatch an epic monster, hatch a legendary monster. Okay, let's also talk about the what are they called, runes. There's going to be some nodes that require a player to to craft a level 5 rune, a level 5 rune, a level 6 rune. So be sure you have plenty of different leveled runes. I would recommend 3, 4s, and 5s. Yeah, I think 5 specifically. I remember there was a node where I was putting in a bunch of 5s to get a guaranteed 6. So be sure to do that, okay? And especially if you have some chests that you haven't already opened. I already opened mine. So this is actually the second time recording this video, because in the last video I accidentally was not recording my screen. But I pretty much opened up my rune chests, my 4 to 6 chests. I opened up like 40 of them, so I'm pretty much good to go. I guess I can open up these 2. I have 27 of them. Maybe I'll get a good number of 5 runes here. Let's see what I get. I'm opening up 26 chests. I got a level 5, a level 4, 3 level 4s, a level 3, 2 level 3s, 2 more level 3s, another level 4, a level 5, 3 level 3s, a level 4, a level 5, a level 5, a good amount of 5s, another 5, and 3 more 5s, and a 3, and a 4, and a 3, and another 5. A good number of 5s. So yeah, if you have any chests you haven't opened, now would be a good time to open them, so you can take advantage of, or so you can be ready for the race. Remember, this video is all about prepping for the race, getting ready for the race. So I'm good on runes. I just need to work on more pandakins. I'm pretty good on Greenosars, but I should keep a couple. Let's see, there's another Greenosar. And yeah, when I have Camella activated, these will only take like 7 seconds. Oh, the reason Rockilla's here is because there is a node that requires a player. I think it tends to be a one for all, maybe even a joint effort, where you have to hatch a certain amount of earth monsters, earth common monsters. Very easy, just go to the shop, get Rockilla. He takes 2 minutes. Hopefully during the duration of the race, Social Point will do an event where the hatchery time is cut in half, or you can speed up the hatchery time or the breeding time. That'll be super useful. Also, they'll probably also do some sort of breeding events, which will honestly also come in handy, because while during breeding events, players tend to get a lot of epics, and you need epics for the different nodes, or for the different quests during team races. So that might actually come in handy. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Let's see. I think I already mentioned you should have a designated player to rank up a legendary monster, rank up epic monsters, because there are going to be nodes that cost for that. So especially if it's an inactive player or someone who can't be as active as someone else, you should have that player designated to start ranking up a legendary from the get-go, because you can save the hatching and ranking up to a different player that's on more often. All right. Let me see what else. I talked about gold. I talked about food. PvP. Let's talk about PvP. What you want to do in PvP is you want to set a defense team that's super weak, and the reason you want to do that is because, well, you will lose every single defense battle, which means typically the teams that beat you tend to be a little easier than the other teams you normally face. As you can see, those were level 100 monsters and 105, and this is all 100s. So I can easily beat these monsters, these teams, without really sweating much, right? I can easily take them on. However, if I look at my current league, all of a sudden I'm seeing high level monsters. I'm seeing 130s. I'm seeing, yeah, 130, 130, 100 War Master, 120, 130, 120. Way harder when compared to like anyone in my defense log. So the reason you want to set up a really bad defense is for two reasons. One, it makes it easier for other teams in the Grand Prix. You know, we're all working together. We're all on this Monster Legend journey to get the team race monster. Why not make it easier for other players? So everyone should just set a really weak defense, and you get easy defense battles, easy revenge battles, and you're also helping other players. Like, that's the best kind of teamwork there is, right? So definitely spread that message. Everyone should put on a very terrible defense. It'll really help. Be smart about your daily goals. So check this out. You can have a maximum of 3 attacks, right? But if you collect your daily goal attacks towards the end, you can actually have 5 PvP attacks. So the day before the race, you better wake up when the race starts with 5 PvP attacks, not 3 PvP attacks. So make sure to do the daily goal collection, your multiplayer contender, and your other one. Make sure to collect those towards the end of the day. Do not collect them and then waste them, okay? You got to be smart about it. There are lots of nodes that require a single player to use up a bunch of attacks. There's a joint effort PvP. There's a one for all. There's a free for all PvP attacks. Like your team must do 19 PvP attacks or 20 PvP attacks, whatever it is. Crazy number. So be smart about the player versus player attacks. And then the last thing I want to talk about, is there a last thing? Oh, I should have probably started with this. Communication is the most important thing in Monster Legends. So make sure you and your team is on page with how many laps you're going to do and how much effort is going to be required to get that many laps. If you want to do 50 laps, everyone better be on page, especially for that joint effort quest. No, not the joint effort, for the do your part quest where you need to get 15 players to do X, Y, and Z. You better make sure you have at least 15 players that are going to be active, that are going to be on, okay? Oh, let's also talk about that since we're talking about cooperation. Gems. You should make sure every player is prepared to spend a certain amount of gems, especially if they have to skip something. So check this out. If you know me, you know I love these orb packs. Happy hour, it's always a must buy. This is like the best way to use your gems. Alright, however, when there's a team race, that's where your gems should be spent towards. You should not be buying orb packs when there is a team race coming up, because your gems should be spent to helping your team succeed, to helping them get 25 laps or 50 laps or whatever your team decides on. So normally I would buy this, but because I know there's a team race coming up, I cannot spend those gems, and instead I'm going to be saving it for the team race. So yeah, be smart about it. It's all about teamwork. You need to have great communication. I recommend getting on Discord. I recommend getting on Facebook Messenger or any other chat any other chat system your team may use. You just need to communicate. Make sure you call out the nodes, like especially for the 1 for all nodes. If it's a 1 for all, you must collect 1 million food. Imagine 10 players all collect 1 million food and no one calls it. Well, your 10 players just wasted their food collection, and imagine the next node is a joint effort. 10 players must collect 1 million food. Well, because everyone wasted it trying to accumulate points in the 1 for all node, they have to wait before they can pass the joint effort node. So communicate. It is the most important thing. Okay, if you want to be successful, you just need to have active, good communication, and it starts today. Start prepping for the race. And probably the easiest thing you can do is just getting those Pandakin cells, those Greenosar cells. If you don't have a specific monster, start getting that monster. Oh, there's also a rank up like a winged monster. One of the easiest ones to do is rank up a Thunder Eagle. So if you don't have a Thunder Eagle, maybe you should purchase one in the chest shop. In the shop, he costs like 400 gold. Let me see. Where can I buy him? If I go to the shop, as soon as this, let me sell this monster right here. If I click on buy egg and I go to Thunder, he only costs, Thunder Eagle, 5k, and he takes 4 hours to hatch. So maybe get a couple Thunder Eagles, because there is no that requires you to rank up a winged monster. And then during the race, I would actually recommend renting some of these out. Like, they can be really useful, especially if on one you're ranking a legendary monster, on another you can be ranking an epic, on another you can be ranking your winged monster, on another you can be ranking a sea monster. I think there's another that requires you to rank up a sea monster. So just little tips and tricks like that. So with that being said, I think that's going to be it for this video. I can tell you more information once the race actually starts. Also, I'm curious to know what you guys think. What do you think is going to be up with this race monster? Like, aside from him having a cool monster design, I really know nothing about him. So what kind of monster do you think he's going to be? He kind of looks like he could be magic because the color, but maybe also dark. Then again, he's also kind of a bug or an alien, so maybe he can be nature. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you may have. What kind of trait do you think he's going to have? I imagine he'll be a pretty good monster. Just about every single new monster that gets released, Soldier Point is making very powerful monsters. So I don't think we have to worry about him not being a good monster. Chances are he's going to be pretty fantastic. So hopefully we'll get more information about him soon. But I think with that being said, that is going to be all for this video. If you have any other tips and tricks, any monster combinations that people should use to breed a legendary or an epic or a specific, like a rock monster, a monster in the earth in the earth category, I don't know, like there's so many different things. Whatever it may be, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.